All right. Well, if you've been watching this from day to day, and if you haven't, by the way, this is the Hexagon Challenge Save. We're stuck in Taiwan, where we've been for 5 seasons. I say it's stuck. I actually like Taiwan. If you've been watching this from day to day, do you think that we're on a good run of form? Because the media just asked me in game about that, despite our most recent draw. I guess we're still 9 points ahead of Taiwan Power, who've really fallen apart. But I wouldn't call this a good run of form at all. I've been really concerned about this team, and I'm worried that we're a step or two away from having everything bottom out. The game tells me that cohesion is good and that people are happy and that they're happy with me. There's only one player, and that's Taichung, who's upset because I fined him once for playing really poorly. That was really bad. What was that? But I don't know. I mean, I have a feeling that we could be playing a lot better. Why do we have 2 guys there standing like this? That's really weird. Anyway, so let's see what we can do here against Taichung. It's Chikatara, the guy who gave me nightmares, and he's giving me nightmares again. His pass is over to She Yongyu, and that is in for a goal. We've given up a goal in 1 minute. And Wu Shengjie is making me pretty upset as he continues to show that he is incapable of stopping the ball from going in. Li Hohan is a new signing, and I do have my hopes up for him. I'm not going to judge him on what he did in the first minute. That, I would say, is mostly the fault of our keeper, Yeyue, with a header that is just over the top of the net, and there it goes. So, I mean, we'll see what we can do. Again, it's not the end of the world. We've given up goals before. We know what to do. Silla wins this over to Menegong. I just think back, though, to the very beginning of this season, in which I thought we were going to win every single match, and it just didn't happen. Silla crosses over for Wang Qinghua, doesn't quite find him. And we have given up all sorts of space here in the back. We're looking pretty porous. There's a couple of transfers I should probably get you read in on. We haven't really brought anybody in other than, I think there are 2 players that are on the pitch today, Liu Bohao and Li Hohan. Liu Bohao is actually supposed to be pretty good. Menegong here with the corner, lumps it forward, and this doesn't get onto anybody's head. We did also bring a couple of players up from the under 19s, and so we'll see when we get a chance to play them how they do. Yeyue passes over to Silla. Silla down to Menegong. Menegong crosses finally. It doesn't quite get there. And Dai over to Nene, to Chen Jianliang. And that was on target, and that was a good shot. It just didn't quite get in. And so we'll see what we can do. These players who are on the pitch now need to be careful, because if they're not careful, we're going to end up making some changes. We have been trying to get a couple guys stuck out on loan, but nobody wants to loan them even for no money. And there are a couple of players who have teams going in for them over and over again with €0 transfers that we're trying to avoid. They have to go in with transfer offers because we have everybody on contracts. So here's Chen Jianliang over to Nene. And of course, the board's not going to say a 0 offer is an offer they can't refuse. Liu Bohao, and his shot is way high and way wide. And so that's the end of that attacking movement for us, unfortunately. And we'll have to see what we can do. Chen Jianliang, who's supposed to be one of the best players in the country, is having a really, really poor match. I do have faith in him, and hopefully he'll be able to do a little bit better, but this is problematic. Down 1-0 is not where we want to be, and this is the A team. I can't even look at this and say, oh, well, we had all of the reserves out there. That's what happened. Silla does well to win this. Passes it forward for Ndaye. And he lumps this over to Silla again. Silla on the other side decides to go forward, even though there's nobody there to support him, and he just whacks something that's over everybody's head. I don't know what that was at all. And so this is out for a goal kick for Taichung. And yeah, we're going to have to figure out something a little bit better than this. Football Manager is such a strange game with momentum. It really is. It just amazes me how you can have a team that's rolling and that's beating everybody, and then all of a sudden you just can't win. And you're like, well, what happened? What's the difference? Right? And there's supposed to be something that happened, or somebody was upset, I guess, or something, but I can't figure it out. Everybody seems to be happy. We have, like I said, Tsai Shangwei was upset because he played poorly and I fined him. That's it. And that was like a month ago. Yeyue over to Silla. Silla up to Wang Qinghua, ends up with Nene, who takes a shot, and there's just nothing on it, and that's the end of the half. This was good by Silla. Wang Qinghua was fouled here, and there was no call. Nene did the best that he could with that, but it was, I mean, he was going against his momentum to try to take that shot, and that's the end of that. So we do have the momentum. Speaking of that, we need to play like favorites, though, and we're going to tell this guy that you need to go over and turn it around for us, and you also need to do this as well. See if we use a little bit of encouragement and happiness to get these players to play well. instead of worrying so much about yelling at them. And maybe that change of strategy will help us. I don't know. I don't know. We'll see what happens. People are motivated, fired up, feeling good, feeling confident, which is fine. But we really need to see some goals. We need to see something happen here. After this, we have the first of our AFC Cup group games. And so we need to be in at least somewhat good form when we're playing there. I don't want to get embarrassed. I do think we'll be okay in the end. I think that we're good enough to be at least okay. But it may end up being the fact that we might need to get rid of a player or two to make this work. Here's Nene over to Chen Jianliang, back to Nene. Nene moves up, crosses it back to Ndai to Chen Jianliang, over to Liu Bohao, and that is over everybody's head, and so that didn't work. It was a good idea, and we did good in setting this up, but the end of this right here just didn't work. And I mean, I don't know. I don't necessarily know that like a header from right in front of the goal is what we should be aiming for. I think that that's part of what the problem is. Liu Bohao is probably trying a little bit too hard to impress in his first match, and there's Wang Qinghua with a free kick and he scores, and so that makes it 1-1, and that's a little bit better. So as soon as I get to trying to analyze what's going wrong, something goes right. Wang Qinghua knocks this one in. It's 1-1. And I think that maybe this is a sign that we might be able to turn this around, just maybe, please. So we'll see what happens. We want to get that second goal, definitely. And so let's see what we can do to get these guys fired up a little bit. Maybe we'll do that one and try to get another goal. And here's Menegong with the corner. That's right, I didn't reset the corners. That must be what's going wrong. Menegong steps back and then goes up and fires, looking near post. Yeyue can't quite get that one in, and so it's out for another goal kick. About a minute left here in this match, and that's rather unfortunate, but that's just sort of the way that it is. Couple minutes left. We better hope that this doesn't turn into something. Bamba is able to head that away. Silla wins this in the end, almost gets sent off for another two-footed tackle, sliding tackle that is, which is not what we want to see. And there's the shot, and there is the go-ahead goal for Xie Yongyu, and it's his second of the game. And so that's going to be a problem, and he dances his little jig, and this might end up being the first match that we've lost in like 20-something matches or something like that. I'm not certain that we can come back. This is awful from our defenders. This is really bad, and Wu Shengjie is facing the wrong way. It may be back to Leibolund from here on out, because that was awful, and we can't have that happen. Everybody's fired up by the feedback, but I think this is the beginning of the end for Wu Shengjie. The other kid that we have is back in the under-18s. Wang Qinghua misses, and he should have scored. If Wang Qinghua scores that goal, then this is tied up, and this is a different type of video. But he has it wide open here, and he just needs to bring it down and take another step. The keeper is completely out of position, and he doesn't do it. So, and we're about to go down by 2. How about that? This is the very end of the match. I don't know if they'll actually get this free kick off. It does come off, and we head this out, and this should be the end right here. We're not getting this ball no matter what happens. Shigatara doesn't get his head onto it, and there it is. So we've lost this match. Interested in the stats, yeah, we had a 1.34 XG. We should have at least drawn. We had 58% of the possession again, so yep, this isn't looking so good, and that's the way that it works. We may want to think about leaving this club. Talk to you later. Bye.